About the Divine Comedy. António Gil for Radio Historias. In the Divine Comedy, Dante, like our Gil Vicente, wrote about hell, purgatory and paradise. Those who have analyzed these works in depth, Dante's as well as Gil Vicente's, cannot fail to notice this curious thing. These and other authors spent more time describing the pains of hell than the pleasures of paradise. Perhaps because we mortals are more familiar with eternal pains than eternal pleasures. It is not for nothing that children's tales usually end, after atrocious episodes, with the slogan, "And they lived happily ever after," without saying what this eternal happiness constitutes. What do I mean by this? That we are more easily able to imagine and describe hell than what it means to live happily ever after. Nobody wants to specify what live happily ever after is. In the case of hell, of unhappiness, Dante knows what that means. But what does live happily ever after really mean? Another way of saying, live in paradise. Mystery. Nobody knows. We were not educated to imagine a state of perpetual happiness. They tell us children's tales. And they lived happily ever after, and no one wonders what that means in practical terms. Children are under no obligation to ask themselves what this means. They accept that it may be so, but... And the adults? What does it mean to live happily ever after? Did any adults really wonder about this? Does it mean to have many friends or lovers? Snort cocaine? Participate in many orgies? Listen to works by sublime composers? See fantastic works by painters, sculptors, filmmakers? Read genius writers? To be in an eternal music concert, with each band surpassing the band that performed before? Hangman. We have a lot of people telling us how to suffer forever, no one telling us how to be happy forever. Note that I'm not saying this is aberrant, just telling you that this is natural. Unhappiness can be perpetual, but happiness is always fleeting. Even among the most privileged. And don't get things confused, I'm not saying that the world is designed for evil, just suggesting that we understand evil more easily than good. It's all a matter of interpretation, because there is no one reality, there are interpretations of reality. And they differ. Do you know that Zen tale in which a Buddhist monk is wrongly accused of fathering a child he did not bear? He simply says, "Be it, bring me the baby, I will raise and educate him." For half a dozen years he raises and educates the child, and then someone, man, appears and claims the child as his own, and he says, "Take your child. But please note that the child is no longer entirely yours. I taught her many things, and among those things, many that she will never forget." I'm at that point now, from a metaphorical point of view. Take all the children you want, but note that I've been teaching some things that will never be forgotten. Arrogance? No, someone, who didn't complain about my progeny, taught me these things too. And I didn't forget. About the Divine Comedy. António Gil for Radio Historias.